And, you know, there's going to be a lot of people having a funeral for basically a thug, this George Floyd guy. He was not a good guy. He was a career petty criminal. And they're going to have a funeral for him today. But how many of us have not been allowed to go to any kind of a service for a loved one? How many of us have been denied that? A whole bunch of us. A whole bunch of us. But they've stressed in this particular case with George Floyd that they're going to be social distancing. Well, listen, I got an uncle that passed away recently. We've had no service for him. Lots of people listening have had loved ones that have passed away, and you haven't been able to go to any kind of service for them because they didn't die with a cop's knee on their neck. And somebody that dies with a cop's knee on their neck has probably done something wrong to get the cops called there, and that's what people are not talking about. People are kowtowed on this. George Floyd, which I didn't say a lot about it early on. I was waiting to see how this is going to play out. I figured it was going to be another one of these Michael Brown deals, and of course it has been. George Floyd was basically a petty criminal. Guy born in North Carolina, raised in Texas, and finds himself in Minneapolis for whatever reason. His life ends there while he was trying to pass a fake $20 bill, apparently. What a petty, nonsensical crime. We find out he also had been arrested for holding a gun to a woman doing a house invasion. Pregnant woman holding a gun to her. George Floyd does not deserve the funeral he's getting. He does not deserve the accolades. You know, everybody's been to a funeral. I've heard his family members. Every family member is going to get to hold the mic and say something at every one of these different stops. So he's being used as a tool. In his life, he was a petty criminal. In his death, he is a useful tool to push a message out. But George Floyd was not, and maybe he had been trying to get his life in order. Look, I've known a lot of people. I've known a bunch of people that were drug addicts. And it's a tough thing to kick. It's hard. It is very hard. Family members who've tried to get off drugs for years. Once you get on them, kids, best thing to do, best policy is never touch them. Never touch them. All these street drugs are straight from hell. Don't touch them. You won't have to worry about getting off of them. You won't have to worry about telling people. I mean, I know George Floyd had said, look, we need to get off this stuff. I'm a young guy. I'm saying that it's crap and we've got the wrong attitude and so on. And he may have tried to turn the corner. I fully suspect that he had, but didn't. That doesn't mean he deserves to be buried like some kind of a returning soldier. He was not, and doesn't deserve all the attention he's getting. His death is being used for political purposes. For one thing, they want to destroy the Minneapolis Police Department. So criminals, any criminal listening right now, I want you to pack up and go to Minneapolis because it's going to be fair game. It's going to be easy pickings in Minneapolis. They're going to have a community watch group, just like in the communist countries, huh? Obama finally getting a little of what he wanted.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
Man, if that doesn't scare you, you aren't thinking. You're not really thinking if that don't scare you. And they've taken a step toward that. The security objectives we have set, he says, a Marxist, who we elected as a president because he's a black Marxist. Doing great, ain't we, kids? We ain't paying attention yet. Let's talk about what happened on this date in history.